to my channel, Tarot Reading with Shaista. So today, like I always promise, that on Saturdays and Sundays, I try and spend time evaluating your current energies, and I will probably do a reading for you today based on, basically your love readings, your general readings, and just generally see what's happening with you. It will be a quick overview of all the 12 signs, all right? So this is going to be, again, like I always say, it's a general reading. This will talk quickly about your immediate future. It will talk about your current situation, your past energies. It will also give me a clarity as to what you should probably be doing and what you shouldn't. All right. The decks I'm using today through this entire reading would be the Steampunk Tarot deck, which is by Barbara Moore. And I'm also going to be using an oracle deck, which is the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. All right. So what I really do here is that I do my reading with the cards, and then I pull out an oracle card, which serves as a message for you from the universe. All right. So what I really want you to remember here, that these are general readings. So please always remember to take in what resonates with you and let the rest go. It could be anything. It could be your current situation. It could be the person you're dealing with. It could be just you. It could also be a vice versa kind of an energy, coming in, because some of you actually sit and watch these videos for someone else, like a cross watcher perhaps. So like I always say, please only take what resonates with you. Okay, that's very important. If one of you or most of you want to get a personal reading done from me, please feel free to reach me via email. I have mentioned my email address in the description box below. All right, let's start with earth signs. Quickly, let's look at Taurus for the weekend. What's been happening with Taurus? Let's look quickly. I'll just be doing a 4-card reading. The situation, what's influencing your situation, what's hidden, and your outcome. All right, that's all I'll be saying, and then we'll quickly move on to the next side. Okay, what's the overall? All right. So I definitely see movement for you, Taurus, because the overall energy that I have, the card that I have for you is the Chariot, which talks about movement, moving on, carrying on. Let's see from what and what's happening. So in your situation, I see the Moon card, illusion, distrust, mystery, a lot of questions, a dark side to someone, a lot of doubts. You're going through a lot of that in your personal life right now. It could be for your partner, it could be for someone you're working with, someone you're very closely associated with. It could also be a spouse. Probably you've seen something, you probably have come across something which is upsetting you. It could probably be for some of you an affair that you've discovered, or something he's doing deceitfully behind your back, he or she, your spouse. So I see that for some of you, Taurus. All right. What's influencing this is the fact that you've always been probably the balancing factor in the relationship. You have probably noticed this for a very long time, Taurus, and you've probably been putting up with it, okay? Because you basically have been very strong. You haven't just you're not somebody who just goes and reacts to a situation like that. So you probably have been trying to balance the situation. Some of you are in probably a long-term relationship. Some of you have children, perhaps. Some of you are married to this individual who's probably been deceitful. But you've been carrying on, balancing the whole situation, all right? What I see is what's hidden is that probably your partner or this person you're dealing with doesn't know that you are someone that if you make up your mind and if you want to actually say something very strong, you have the potential to do it, because you are the Queen of Swords, someone who knows when to say what, how to deal with it. And I think you have been very careful, okay? But I think you have, if they have kind of underestimated you, then they're in for a shocker, because you're someone who will go all out and let them know how you feel about the situation. All right. So I see that as something that's probably hidden from this individual you're dealing with. When I look at the overall outcome, I see hope, I see you hoping for something better, wishful thinking. You do have a lot of positivity, which is probably taking you forward, a lot of divinity. You probably are very spiritual, if not religious, and you have a lot of inner strength, which probably tells you that everything will be all right, things will get better. And I think there's, some of you have a chance of probably meeting someone who actually understands what your life is going to be like. So you have a lot to look forward to, and it's good to be like this, to have that star card as an outcome card, because it kind of gives you that hope, that that positivity, that this is not going to be forever, and I will look at making my life better. So that's what I quickly see for you, and this is how your weekend has probably been thus far. But like I said, this all changes, right? And tomorrow would be a bigger reading for you guys, because I do earth signs first on Mondays. So just hang in there and take a peek, all right, if you want to know more. So that's what I see for you, Taurus. All right, moving on now to Virgo. What's happening with Virgo over the weekend? Saturday and Sunday. Let's see what's happening. What are the general readings I get? The weekend. Virgo. All right, your overall reading, the energy, the card I have for your reading is the Eight of Swords. The feeling of being trapped, smothered, suffocated, not being able to act upon something. Something is kind of tying your hands. And from what I see, it could be finances, which are probably doing that for you. And you've also been having a bit of an argument with someone, okay? When I look at what's the situation you're dealing with, I see you've gone into a very defensive kind of a mode. You don't want to, think about anybody else right now. You're in a very angry mode where you suddenly feel that you should be focusing on yourself. And I think this is momentary. You're just very angry with the situation. And this could be towards family, it could be towards family members. In general, I don't think, Virgo, you're the kind who probably shows this to many people, this side too. So I see it happening within a very close circle, all right? With what's influencing you, you did think that you were quite sorted financially. You probably had your finances in order, but something kind of shifted, and that's probably worrying you. And I think that's also been your confidence factor in the past, where you've had the money and you've been able to pull things around because you've had that money strength perhaps, and something has kind of shaken that a little bit. Maybe you've had to pull money out, something that you saved up very carefully. So something has annoyed the hell out of you. But again, like I said, it looks like a very momentary thing, and this is how your weekend has been, okay? When I look at what's hidden, I think it's something to do with probably someone writing to you, someone having conveyed something to you. Something that was conveyed to you hasn't gone down very well. That's what I feel, okay? That something happened, you heard from somebody, and that is the actual hidden thing, okay? All this is just an excuse, all right? I think what's really the underlying thing here is that something happened which kind of messed up your mood. Someone said something, or you read something somewhere, maybe a rumor, maybe someone sent you a text message, something kind of triggered, this negativity right now that you're going through. But I think this will pass. This is just your weekend, all right? So don't worry about it. What I see as an outcome is that yes, you are worried about your finances, no doubt, but I don't see this like a permanent situation. You're just concerned about meeting certain requirements. Perhaps maybe you need to pay up and do some things. It's not that I don't see that you don't have the money, but I see some money going out, which is kind of a little painful when when someone goes and saves a lot of money and you have plans with it, and then you end up probably having to spend it on something which was not planned. That's a little painful, right? So I think you're going through that right now, but I don't see anything which is permanent. I think you're a very strong sign, and like I said, tomorrow I do earth signs, which is Mondays, so you'll probably know a little more if needed. All right, so that's what I see for you, Virgo, for the weekend. All right, moving on to Capricorn. What's happening? Okay, let's put it back. Capricorn for the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. What's happening with energy for your sign? What's happening with Capricorn? Okay, the overall energy that I have for you for your reading today for the weekend is the Hangman. You are in a lot of thought. It's not like you're confused, but you've taken kind of a pause or a break from a situation temporarily because you want to think about it. Okay, let's see what it is. In your situation, I see in your current situation, you have the Queen of Cups. All right, someone who is emotionally completely over the top, someone who's actually very stable when it comes to emotions, very loving, very nurturing, forgiving. That's how you come across, all right now. Something made you even stronger. What's influencing the situation is somebody's victory perhaps has made you very emotional, probably a sibling, a child, a spouse, a friend, someone who's very close to you has kind of made you feel very proud recently by probably doing well in something. So you're probably enjoying that and you're very emotional about this person and you're missing this person. All right. When I see what's hidden, I think you're someone who's very sorted. You're someone who's probably the banker in the family, someone who people turn to in the family for advice, your friends. They think you're very capable. You're someone who knows how to plan their finances, how to save, how to invest, how to tread carefully. You're the right person people approach, all right? So you have the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles, a balance right now, and that's how people look at you, and that's the kind of a person you are, and that's also probably given you a lot of self victory, and you've done well for yourself probably because of these two qualities. All right, when I see your outcome, I see the Eight of Wands, and this kind of resonates with the overall energy here with the Hangman, is because something either it's wanting to move away from a situation. You probably were focusing on a lot on someone settling down, maybe a child, someone who's traveled, who's studying abroad, maybe a spouse, maybe a new project you're working on, and that's kind of taken a lot out of you. And now that it's doing well, that situation or that person who you kind of brought to that stage, you've decided to just move away from that situation and very quickly, because you're charged. All right, I see that. Okay, and whatever's happened to you has been very, very quick. So now the success and the reaction is going to be really, really quick to you. And I think that's the reason where you've decided to now probably step back, think about what your journey was like, where you could have done better, where you probably thinking about your successes, your victories in the recent past. So you are in one of those kind of laid back nice situations. I don't see a negative situation at all, and I think your weekend's going to be pretty set. You're going to just be reminiscing about the past and how you got here, and probably talking about your success stories internally, and also trying to tell yourself where you could have improved, where you went wrong. So I just see that kind of an energy over the weekend. All right, Capricorn, I'll quickly move on to the fire signs. Let's look at what's happening with Aries over the weekend. Aries. All right, the overall energy seems like the Hermit, someone who's probably looking internally, who's looking for the truth, the inner truth, the real truth, trying to understand everybody's perspective. A very early kind of a feel to this reading. It could be that you probably, Aries, are dealing with a Virgo as well, or another earth sign, probably like a Taurus or a Capricorn, all right? But the Hermit always tells me that it could be more towards someone who's probably dealing, maybe you Aries dealing with a Virgo, okay? It could be, okay? Like I again said, this is a general reading. Just take in what resonates with you and let the rest go. When I look at your current situation or the situation that you're dealing with, I see the Empress, someone who's very sorted Aries, someone who's on top of the game, who is strong-willed, stable, strong, someone who can be counted on. Okay, so you're someone like that. What's influencing this is probably, this didn't come to you very easily. You had to literally cut away from a lot of things, stop distractions happening to you, and you kind of moved away from a lot of things, sacrificed a lot to get to this situation of being the Empress, all right? I definitely see that, Aries. What's hidden is the fact that you're actually tired. This journey of getting to the Empress, from the Eight of Cups to the Empress has been very, very exhausting. It's not been easy. Though I say that, oh, now you're very rested, you're prepared, you're stable. You had to leave a lot of things, sacrifice a lot of things emotionally also to get to this Empress stage. And that's probably the underlying thing that I see that's hidden. A lot of people don't realize there was a lot of hard work and exhaustion. You were exhausted doing whatever you were doing to get where you are. It just didn't come to you, and you're not just sitting there merry just like that, all right? So what I see as an outcome is someone who's very, again, the greatest part is that your outcome and your current situation has the Emperor and the Empress, very strong individuals. So either it's the people you're dealing with, maybe you're married to someone like that who gives you that stability, or you're in a relationship with someone who gives you that strength and the support that you need, but you've come out extremely strong, and I think you should probably tap your own back, because I think you've done very well for yourself. So I think you have now decided to just move away from that situation and rest, probably take it easy, take a staycation. Right now you can't go on a vacation, so that's a different story, but I see you kind of just chilling, a chill vibe, okay, and well earned. So that's what I see for you. All right, Aries, let's move on to Leo. Why do these cards keep falling off? For a Leo, what's happening with a Leo? Or this is a Leo reading. All right, so the overall energy for your reading is the Four of Cups, where you're probably not seeing the actual truth, okay? You are so caught up in your own thoughts, Leo. Probably you're not even seeing how the other person is trying to connect with you. You are so hurt or probably just carried away with your own thoughts and emotions right now that you are not seeing that there's someone who you're involved with who actually probably is talking to you or trying to communicate with you or do something. You're ignoring those things. You're only focusing probably on all the negatives. You are not letting the good things come to you. You're probably not even counting your blessings. I mean, let's see where that's coming from, but that's the overall energy card. Your current situation is that I see that you are seeking some kind of advice. You probably, you personally are looking up to someone to kind of guide you, tell you, and there is this one figure that you have in your head who probably, them telling you makes all the difference. You can talk to about 100 people in the world, but there's this one person who you kind of have a lot of faith in, a lot of regard. So I think you are right now just under their guidance completely and their protection. What I also see here is what's influencing this is I think you go to this person for your emotional needs, for helping you heal from probably your relationship, because it's a Lover's card. It's about your marriage, perhaps about your relationship, about your emotional requirements in general, you know. And I think you have been seeking advice from someone. Some of you could be going to, you know, for healing perhaps, or a psychiatrist or a psychologist, or also just someone who you kind of look for, you know, look up to you as your guru. All right, that makes me smile. All right, so this is brilliant. I mean, this is what I see happening with you, and this is what's influencing you to go to this person. Amazing. All right. What I see hidden is that you are constantly working on this union also. I think he advises you, he or she who you look up to does advise you, but there's a lot of work that you have also been putting in, you know, patiently working on it and trying to equip yourself and make things happen. You've not just been sitting there, you know, just like that. You also have been involved in making things move in that direction, okay, to constructively. And what I see as an outcome is an overall strength. This is you, definitely you, Leo, because the Leo card is all about strength and determination, and our outcome is that I see that you'll probably get what you want ultimately, because it's your strength and your willpower that will see you through. So whatever you're trying to make it work will come to you, and it'll be well deserved. All right, so right now try and thank yourself for what you have, and ignore what's not important. That could be one take from this card. And also another take from this card, the Four of Cups, could be that you're probably focusing on something which is just being negative. You're not looking at what the positives are. So you need to just basically overall count your blessings. Again, that's a quick one. I will be reading for you on Tuesdays, so let's see how it goes there. All right. Moving on to Sagittarius. Let's see what's happening with you over the weekend. There's something that's kind of messed up. The overall reading, okay, let's just start with that, Sagittarius. I think the Five of Cups, some kind of an emotional disappointment, expectation of something, or a relationship, something has gone wrong. You are very sad, you're very disappointed, Saggy, about something. It could, I see it could be because of a relationship and because of probably finances. It could be something. Let's see what it is. Your current situation is that you are seeking help and advice on your current situation, which could probably be money, property. It could mean a relationship also, okay, because you really don't have that emotional backing, someone who you can really, you know, cry to. So you've been probably mustering all this and keeping all this inside you, okay? You've not been sharing it with someone. You probably tell people who are close to you, but you don't have that, you know, that one soulmate kind of a connection who you're pining for, okay? I see that what's influencing this entire situation is, again, work. It could be something that you're really working very hard to achieve, money you're trying to get hold of, working towards a project which is going to get you some money, and that's not really been happening off late, and I see a little bit of disappointment even on that front, okay? When I see what's the hidden problem, I think you're still, I see two things happening here. One, you are in the current situation where you're dealing with money issues, okay? And I also see emotionally that you have that no one to go to, and that's probably because you were in a relationship with someone in the past who's not around perhaps, and you miss this person. You have been off late, been very nostalgic about your past, all right, Saji? I see that. I definitely see that. But when I look at your outcome, I see that you will receive some good news. You will hear something, or you already have, which has not been making you very happy, all right? Probably there's a delay, you know, of sorts when it comes to your money matters, and you've received probably some bad news. So I think your weekend's not been very great, all right, Saji, for some of you. So, but I don't see it's permanent. Again, like I said, you are fire sign, and I will be reading for you a little longer on Tuesdays, so you can probably catch your reading there, okay, for the next week. All right, moving on to air signs. I'm starting off with Librans. Air signs, Librans. What's happened with them over the weekend? What's been happening with your Librans? Over the weekend. Okay, you have probably, this looks more like a work card rather than a relationship card. You've probably been waiting on something. What I see, Librans, you've been waiting on some news. Things were moving really quickly for you at one point of time at work, and you thought you were well established, you had it all going for you, you were seen as someone who was very stable, somebody very strong, and someone who probably knew the works, and you were probably doing very well. But something happened, you probably received some information which has kind of left you not very sure. This looks completely like a work-related card. You have your doubts, probably you're waiting for a promotion, waiting for a confirmation for your next job, waiting for a result from something. And though you're very confident about the work you've put in and the kind of, the strength, your strength is your experience and all of that. And you've got good references also perhaps, but you are awaiting something, and I think you will hear pretty soon. So don't imagine things, don't assume things before they happen. I know it's all looking very dark and you're going by just probably the past history. Maybe you did have some bad experiences in the past, but the moon card here tells me that it's not always as dark as it seems. There's always darkness in a tunnel, and then you ultimately see that little ray of hope with that little light at the end of the tunnel. So don't completely go by what you see. I see you coming out of this very soon, and perhaps good things will happen for you. All right, Librans. If you want a more detailed reading for yourselves, wait for my readings on Wednesdays where I do air signs. All right. Moving on to Geminis. Gemini, what's been happening with you over the weekend? All right, Gemini, some kind of a backstabbing, some kind of a deceit. I see in overall something happening with you in your relationships, perhaps with your friends, perhaps with your colleagues, someone you really trust. There does seem to be a little bit of a negativity going on. It's time you kind of knew who your friends are from your foes. I see that kind of an energy here, strangely. All right, so when I look at your current situation, I see the Ace of Swords, some tete-a-tete, some back and forth conversation with someone, and that's not looking very great because I think it ends up in the Tower. So there's going to be an end of a situation. Perhaps you're going to probably get to know their real truth. It's all going to come down. And I see a death of a relationship or death of a friendship here, perhaps because of this. All right. But at the same time, the outcome here is Judgment. I see that you will know who's your friend and who's your foe. So it's very good what's happening with you. Okay. And this has probably been the overall energy for you on the weekend. Okay, for some of you. So I look at it as a very good reading because I think if you didn't get to have this experience, you wouldn't know, and you would have continued getting fooled by this person who's constantly probably cheating on you, backstabbing you, hurting you, being deceitful, and they're not trustworthy. So I think whatever has staged out here, from your situation to what's influencing the situation and what's hidden, is that this is the death of the situation. You wouldn't have encountered all this if you hadn't started that, where you probably have been keeping quiet over this for a very long time, and you've probably opened your mouth and decided to be out there and be open about how you felt. and you've been out there. So I think with the Judgment here and the Seven of Swords, I think it's a good thing that you kind of know what the truth is. All right, so that's what I see for you, Gemini. Moving on to Aquarius. What's been happening with Aquarius over the weekend? Oops. Sorry, that's my cuckoo clock. I can't do much about that. He goes off every 1 hour. All right, Aquarius. The overall energy I have for you is the King of Pentacles. Something which you've been pining for, you've been fighting for, working towards. I see you getting that. All right, I definitely see you being in a position of power where you will get what you have been, hoping for or working towards. You're definitely in control of a situation ultimately. All right, in your immediate situation, I see the Seven of Wands. Holding your own. Probably there's some people who don't agree with you. Probably you're standing your ground. You're probably holding your own stubborn foot out there, and you're ready to battle it out with anybody, and you're protecting what's yours. All right. I also see what's influencing this. So what's influenced this particular situation is that you had to probably choose between two things, right from wrong, and you chose something which has made you fight with all these people, but you stand by that. And what's amazing about you as Aquarius, that you stood for the right thing and you know it, so that's fine. What I see hidden here is this entire thing has kind of internally kind of exhausted you, mentally exhausted you, but it's all coming from a good place. You will receive the support you need. You will be in a position to help so many because of this one decision, and I see that as the outcome. So it's for an overall good. So whatever you're dealing with and the choices you have made may seem tough with you and may have worn you down, but it's all for the good. You're in a position to help people because of this decision, and you're also receiving a lot of support from loved ones and people who have decided and known that you are someone they should probably bet on. So you have a lot of support also coming here, and that's what's going to give you this King of Pentacles kind of a situation, and that's why you're probably being admired. You're probably being told that people look up to you, and you have a lot of support going for you, and that's what's making you the King of Pentacles. Someone who's already achieved a lot, who's someone with stature, someone people look up to in terms of their decisions. So I think it's an overall successful weekend for you, Aquarius. All right, if you want to know more, you can wait to hear my readings with you guys on Wednesdays, where I do air signs. Okay, moving on to the water signs, the last of the signs for the weekend, which is the water sign. I'm doing Scorpio first. What's happening with Scorpio over the weekend? Let's take a look. Okay. All right. So what I see for you, Scorpios, are that perhaps you were interested in someone. There was this relationship, and you've of late not really been very interactive. You kind of, it was a blow hot, blow cold kind of situation, and you waited, and you're probably still waiting. It's not something you've put in your interest out there. That person knows you're interested, but you're not doing much about it right now. That's what I see as an overall, what I understand from the Four of Swords is an overall energy card for your reading. This is definitely a relationship. I see something changed in your current situation. Your entire, your mindset has changed towards this person. What influenced this is that you were involved with someone. but you kind of realized that it was just one-sided and it was not something which was for the good, perhaps for the long run. Perhaps those people were already with someone. You could have been dealing with probably a married person, and things are changing for you now, where there's a realization that this is not what I want. This is not something that I want to keep trying for. I need someone to try for me as well. So I think you're just in that waiting situation. I also see that you have decided to move on and realize that there is definitely something more for me. I can't just get, this, let me, decide that I am, going to keep waiting forever. And you've decided to move on. Somewhere you kind of know that this is not going to get you anywhere, and you have decided to look ahead and look forward, and basically that I have more chances, I'm young, perhaps I can always get someone else, I don't need this. And you've kind of told yourself this and you've understood this. So it's not like you're sad, you've just been very wise here, okay, and very practical. So I definitely see a depth of the situation here, and it's not something that you should be pursuing as well. It's not for you. It's not for the other person as well, from what I understand. So you not doing anything right now makes sense towards this relationship. But yes, the hidden card very clearly states that you should be moving on, and I think that's what you will be doing. All right, that's what the entire weekend has been for you, thinking about some situation. All right, Scorpio. Moving on to Pisces. Pisces for the weekend. What's been happening with our dear Pisces? Okay, let's take this. Okay. All right. Pisces, the overall energy for your reading is the Empress, someone who's very sorted, someone who's very stable, who's achieved it all, who's control of their emotions, their mind, someone who's very mature. That's the overall reading, and that's probably not happened to you overnight. It's the experience you've been through. So what I see here is that you've gone through something like a rebirth of a situation, something ended and something new began. And I definitely see a new beginning here, and in fact, not the end of a situation. It was for the better. Okay, this could be between, it could be between two people, it could be a relationship, or it could also be something to do with work. Okay, again, it's a general reading, so just take in what resonates with you and let the rest go. So there was definitely a tower moment for you in your current situation where something has ended, and what's really caused that is something new. Okay, this looks more like a job situation. Perhaps you've got a job and it's something new, a new project on hand, and it wasn't something. What's hidden is that you always had choices. So this destruction happening and this new option coming up for you, this new job, didn't happen just like that. You probably always knew that you had to choose between something will end and something will work out. That's what I see for you here. Okay, and I see that this has not been a very easy journey. It's kind of tired you out. You've put all your cards on the table and you are now waiting for something good to happen. So I think this is a good thing here, not a bad thing, because you will make the right choice for sure. Though it may feel like it's the end of the situation, you're completely tired out. Don't lose hope. But this weekend has been pretty intense and very heavy for you. All right, that's for sure, Scorpio. But the Empress card here tells me that you will get past this, and you are very strong in your head internally, so you will get there for sure. Okay. I'm sorry, was I not reading for Pisces? Sorry, that was for Pisces. Okay. Now moving on to Cancerians. What was happening with Cancerians over the weekend? All right. What I see for you, Cancerians, is definitely about a relationship. Your overall reading is the Two of Cups, a union, a partnership, a marriage. definitely something to do with a relationship, okay, between two people. And I think I see you as the Queen of Cups, someone who is like very much sure, very someone who's emotionally very grounded, someone who's very giving, someone who's constantly been emotionally very giving and full of love, and you're a very affectionate person. But I see that what influenced this is something that you saw. Maybe it was reciprocated. You probably weren't showing it initially, but you probably did because you got that clearance from this other person who you're interested in. But it didn't come to you just like that. There was a lot of conflict. You had to fight for this. It didn't come to you like this naturally. You had to fight for this relationship. It could be in some cases that it was probably two people wanting to be together, but there was no support probably from the families. Someone was definitely against this relationship. So it's not been very easy, but I definitely see that some of you have won over this person, or this person who is opposing this relationship. And I see the 10 of Cups, which talks about a completion of this relationship, and the struggle is over. And with the 10 of Cups and the 2 of Cups coming together for you, it very clearly says that this is the person for you and you are going to be with this person. So this weekend has all been about this, okay? So that's what I see for your Cancerians. Your readings are normally on Thursdays, water signs. So if you want a longer readings, you can probably see my videos on Thursdays. All right, so till then, take care. I hope this was helpful. It's always a quick read when I'm doing current energies and overall current energies, but do look out for what I do through the week. Mondays are like earth signs, where I spend a little bit of more time on all the earth signs. Then comes the Tuesdays, where I focus on the fire signs, Wednesdays on air signs, and Thursdays on water signs. For other tarot readers, my Fridays are deck reviews, so don't miss that. And Saturdays, Sundays are like what I'm doing now, just your weekend quick check on your energies, no clarifications, just a quick read to know what's buzzing with you. All right, so now I see you next week for the same thing. All right, till then, take care, goodbye, stay safe.